Hi, I'm Kanika, and it's February 2023 on the calendar. And I remember that in January 2022, I started reading Chinese BL novels. Not to say that before that I didn't know or have any idea what it was. At that point, I had already watched the anime Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Yes, I watched anime, not the novel, because it was hard for me to read a novel where there was only text, not even a picture, and I just don't like reading because of school. Yeah, I don't really like. I still don't like school literature. So anyway, uh, I decided to read manhwa, but I never finished it. So in January 2022, I started reading Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I started reading novel. Yeah, I read the whole novel in a little less than a month or so, and you know what? I fell in love with this novel. To these days, I think Lan Zhan and Wei are one of the most beautiful couples in Chinese BL novels, or in other words, Dan Wei. Wei is one of my favorite characters, and by the way, that is who I'm drawing in this video. And yeah, the plot isn't just fixated on the main characters. There are a lot of cool characters like Zhen Chen, Lin Zizhui, and Jin Li. One of the features of this novel is that there are quite a few emotional moments, but every story has an ending, so I wondered what to read next. So this video exists for you to answer the question. Over the past year, I have found so many Chinese BL novels. In this video, the novels will go in the order in which I read them. Have a seat, get your sweets, and let's go. Okay, as I said, I didn't like reading, but I also had a dislike for Chinese names. But I did to read BL comics. By comics, I mean manga, manhwa, and just comics. One day, I came across a novel called Kaleidoscope of Death. I don't remember exactly what made me reading this novel, but I read it, and this novel is gorgeous. I don't remember exactly what made me read this novel, but I read it, and you know what? This novel is gorgeous. To put it more detail, one of the genres of this novel is horror, but the main characters here are smart, so it's not that cliche horror where the main characters are supposed to be dead in the beginning, but also the protagonists are not all powerful characters, so it's also very interesting to read. One of the main characters, Lin Zizhui, opens the front door of his apartment but finds himself in a hallway with certain doors, one of which he entered. He walks through the only door that is open. Fortunately, it is not the door he came through. He enters a forest where he meets a girl who also got here by accident and know nothing. Together they find a village where they find the villagers who are more like NPC and the same people who got here. From them we learn that the main character is trapped in a world of doors. This world can be opened only by those who are on the brink of death. The doors give you a chance to survive if you pass the 12 doors. Or postpone your death, because even if you pass the first door, it's not certain that you will pass the 12th door. Each door has different world and monsters, which make it very interesting to read because each door is very well developed, and the relationship of the main characters are great. Speaking of the second main character, uh, now there'll be a spoiler, so yeah. Remember that girl that the protagonist met in the forest? Well, it's not her, it's him. Yes, his name is Ruan Ju, and he likes to dress up as a girl when he walks through doors, and he's a drama queen. This novel is great for those who need to get used to Chinese names. Anyway, I have already said a lot about this novel, so go read it. The second novel is called The Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. This novel I read in 2 weeks, and the novel is by the same author as the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, my sentence. I can say that all three of your novels, which I will talk about next, are worth you reading. And if you have been reading Chinese novels for a long time, you have already read these novels. But the plot of this novel should not be taken seriously, because as Miss Su herself said, she wrote this novel more as a joke than a serious work. Here we find a story where the main character finds himself in the world of a novel after death. The peculiarity of this novel is that he will need to close the plot holes, which this novel has as many edges, and the system will help him in this, but it's not really helpful, you know. Oh, and another important detail, our main character is reborn in the main villain, who will then be killed by the main character, because the villain was smoking him all the time and even threw him into the abyss to the demons. I think it won't take you long to figure out how the novel ends, but it's still worth your time. The first novel I read was Have an Official Blessing. This novel has become very popular lately. I am 90% sure that since you are watching this video, you have already read this novel. This is a love story of prince who became a god but was overthrown from heaven 2 times, and a child who became a demon king and waited an amazing 800 years for his first love. The story begins with Selan, a god who has been overthrown from heaven 2 times, getting to heaven a 3rd time. This novel is beautiful, but the 2nd and 4th and 5th volumes are very hard to read, but it's worth it. It took me about a month and a half to read it. By the way, Bilibili Comics has a manhwa based on this novel. The drawing in this manhwa are divine. It's available in print form, and you know, I really want to buy it. The next novel I read was Thousand of Autumns. The funny thing about this novel is that we have 2 characters. Shen Xiao is the purest and the kindest person, and Yang Shi. He doesn't believe in goodness of people. He believes that everybody is evil, so he will try to get Shen Xiao out of his mind by all means. Sometimes it will go really far, and at those moments I just want to kill him. Yeah. But Shen Xiao remains as a cute sheep, just as he was at the beginning. So yeah, Shen Xiao 10 out of 10, and Yanoshi 1 out of 10, maybe. But This novel is really interesting, so I think it's really great to read, so I recommend it. The sixth story is called Sha Po Lang, which translates to Kill the Wolf. This is the first novel I read by Priest, which is very popular author. There are a lot of novels by this author, and my favorite is called Liu Yao, the revitalization of Yao sect. But I will talk about this novel in the next video. And yeah, back to the Sha Po Lang. I never could read this novel to the end, but I read about 100 chapters, and I can definitely say that there is something in this novel. I really like this novel, the main characters, especially Gyun. His terrible flute playing is a weapon of mass destruction. I really like the way that fights were described. It's really interesting to read, but there is one thing I didn't like. There are times when I was reading this novel and realized that what I am reading doesn't feel more like a novel, but like a Chinese history textbook. I'm not saying that history textbooks are bad, but it's still hard to read. So by the 100th chapter, I just stopped reading. But it's worth reading. Maybe you can read it to the end and even enjoy it. So, I only talked about 6 novels, but I'm already tired. So I'll make the second part of this video, which I will post in a week. If you like the video and want to see more, please subscribe to the channel and click the like button. If you have any favorite novel, tell me about them in the comment, because I can't find anything to read for months. Yeah, it's really sad. Thank you for watching to the end, and here's a cute cat, especially for you, and yeah, bye! Oh, stop! I think I forget something. Yeah, I forget about the drawing that I draw for about 6 hours. Yeah, here's the result. I think it's really a great work, especially for me. Yeah, I think it's first time when I draw a drawing where there's a background and he's even a light from the moon, and I think it's the best drawing. No, it's not the best drawing. No, it's the most difficult drawing that I ever draw, I think, and I like it. So yeah, now I can say goodbye. Thank you for watching.